Hey guys, what's going on? Sure, Traps is hiding somewhere. Oh, there he is.
Look at my bench.
God.
Some dickhead took apart a sledge and left it all over the bench.
Was that like Friday?
Yeah, I haven't touched my bench since then. I've been doing other things. So I figured I was going to have parts to finish putting it back together before I did. So I thought, okay, I'll just leave it like it is and I'll put it all back together, right?
Yep.
Yeah, parts won't be here till tomorrow. So
at least there's parts.
At least I got parts. Yeah.
The great thing about Traxxas, right?
Who we got? I gotta check and see what we got the comments here. We got Zach, we got Gordon, we got Scott. Hello. Oh, and plus somebody's been making shirts all day, so my space has been invaded.
Classic.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a little bit late. I was a little late getting here.
I see that.
Got in just in time. I didn't think I was going to make it either. So it was time for me to do the water in my hot tub to refresh it. It's been long enough. It's been probably a little too long, just because I didn't want to do it before I left for my holidays. And then, came back and I was like, okay, I got to do it today, Wednesday. So I put the stuff in there last night to clean it.
Right.
And with all my craziness, I started doing one thing, did another thing, and then I decided, okay, it's all drained, it's ready to go, start filling it. Wife came home, and I got a little distracted, put on another project to do. I'm halfway doing that, and
your wife walking around the house in a bikini again? That
No.
distracts me all the time when mine does.
Not so much.
No.
She just came home and gave me work to do.
Oh, that's not
another project. Working on something else.
That's not the type of to-do list that I ever want either.
I know, right? So I'm doing that, and like halfway through it, I'm like, oh God. I'm holding this board up. I'm like, honey, can you go check the hot tub? Make sure it's not overfilled. And it was.
Overfilling?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you needed to water your lawn, right?
I already got water, but I drained it.
We'll water it again.
I think it's water in the next neighbor's yard, too. No, just kind of, ew.
So, I'm trying to, oh my God, is this ever dirty? Look at this, I'm filthy now. Once again,
it's your own fault.
Sledge owners leaving their messes everywhere.
That's you.
Oh yeah, that is me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the off-road. That's why I like the on-road stuff. Indoor on-road. You take the blower, you blow it off, put it away. It's good.
Yeah. But you never get the hang time with indoor on-road, indoor off-road. You just don't get the hang time.
I don't know if that's what it's all about.
Okay.
There's more to life than just hang time.
No, there isn't, man. It's all about the hang time. So, people are probably wondering, what am I talking about with no prep? What do you think I'm talking about with no prep?
No prep?
Yep.
With how it's dead?
No prep has been dead for probably a year now. Solid year, I'm saying no prep is dead. It's really simple. The reason why no prep is dead is because everybody keeps putting tire prep on their cars. It's not no prep anymore. It hasn't been no prep for a year or more. And anybody who wants to argue about it or tell me otherwise is wrong. So, yeah. You're going to put glue and sauce on your tires. And I know you guys are there's all kinds of people that are big fans of Big Chief and street outlaws and all that stuff, right? Yeah, but he says you need the sauce and the tire prep. And since when did they ever become the go-to? What's the word I'm looking for? Aficionados of RC. When did they ever become that? When did he bought one? The first couple videos I watched of them running drag slashes when they first came out, because Asian and Farm Truck got one, right? They got a drag slash, and they were running it in their back parking lot, and it was kind of, humorous to watch. By no means would I say they were winning races with those cars. So, since when do they ever become the go-to person for answering any of the questions or any of the facts or anything about it? They're not.
Well, if you're talking about Farm Truck and Asian, when were they the go-to about anything? They're just entertaining to watch.
They are. They're very entertaining to watch.
And
that's where I kind of go with the whole deal. I mean, not only do I think that No Prep RC is dead, and it's basically gone the way of the dodo. Like when you watch shows like Street Outlaws, that was based on no prep drag racing, right?
No prep.
Don't try and tell me that crap that they're pulling is no prep. There's a track, there's lighting, there's everything all set up. They've got the track all cleaned off. They've got $100,000 in every car that's out there. Don't tell me that's no prep. No prep. Drag racing, true street racing, is the same thing as it's always been. You pull up alongside somebody else at the light, you tell them, okay, on green, we're gone. That is no prep. That is street racing.
Whoa, let's back it up. I think it's just you wave money out, your passenger waves money out the window.
Yep.
You rev the engine twice, they rev back, it's game on. Right?
Oh, wait, no, stop. I got to run out and put some goo on my tires. Just wait.
I got to do 2 burnouts.
I got to do 3. Oh, and I need 6 lane links. I need 6 car links ahead of you.
No, that's.
I get to go. I get to go on the red. You got to go on the green.
A chase is a race.
Right.
That's the newest thing.
So, anyways, my point is that, so Zerk says that the argument is dead. The argument is not dead. The argument is stop calling it no prep. You want to call it RC drag racing? Cool. Stop calling it no prep. It's not no prep anymore. It has not been no prep for over a year. There are very, very, very few clubs out there that are actually doing no prep. Yeah, you're one of them. But that's going to change next year, isn't it?
No.
Oh, yeah, there's going to be guys that are going to show up with goo on their tires. You watch.
You leave marks, you're done.
They're still going to try
just that one night, for 2 nights.
They're going to try it. Right? And that's my point. No prep as a name, as a title, stop calling it no prep. It needs a new name.
Yeah.
Outlaw RC, whatever you want to call it. But the whole premise behind no prep RC.
Well, it takes the possibility of someone showing up and just racing. Because no, they need to have the tire sauce. Oh wait, they need to have the Voodoo tires. They need to do this.
The $3,000 Voodoo tires. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. It's no longer, and I'm coming about this because I have somebody who was actually in there with the grassroots of our racing in our club, who's flat out said, I lost interest and I don't want to race anymore because there's too much money, too much being thrown into these cars. It's no longer turned into, show up and have a good time. Now it's like show up and how much money did I throw at this thing? And once that happens, you're no longer no prep anymore. Now you're drag racing. You're racing. You're spending money, you're throwing bills at it, and that's racing. And I'm not saying don't do that. Just stop calling it no prep, because it's not. What do you think? Zarek disagrees with me. His comments are over. Wherever the hell your comments are. Zarek disagrees. Maybe.
It's over there on my screen.
Okay, I don't know where they are on the other screen.
Right about there.
Do you guys, all you guys in the comment section, you tell me what you think.
Well, you see, the problem, the whole point of no prep is to stop people from spending so much money. Because there's only so much traction the road has. So you go ahead and put the big motors in there. You go ahead and put all this timing and stuff in there. And you're just going to spin your tires. You're halfway down, spin your tires.
Mm-hmm.
And that was proved last year with someone showing up from a prep surface trying to run on our track. They couldn't get down. Probably one of the fastest guys around. He definitely was the fastest guy in Vancouver. Went down there and kicked all their butts on the prep surface and the prep tires and all the goo-goo. But he came to our track and he came out one time after he won a bunch of money, lost in every round, and then he never came back out.
Mm-hmm. See, Scott agrees. So Mr. Woonsey, he commented on one of the Facebook pages that I put on about this thing, and he said, "Yeah, I've always wondered why putting glue on your tires is considered no prep." Meanwhile, Gary, who is the runner of the Kamloops group, won't give it a last name because then everybody will be like, "I knew who that guy is," but no, Gary disagrees. He thinks the same thing as all these other clubs down in the States and all these other places try to say, that no prep means no prep on the track surface. Okay, let's go with that then. No prep on the track surface. So you show up. I don't care if you want to goop your tires and put glue on it, but don't you dare bring out that leaf blower. Don't you do a damn thing to that track. No, they won't do that either. So what do we got? We have drag racing, and that's fine. I'm totally good with that. I'm not saying you don't do it and don't run tire prep. Just stop calling it no prep. That's all I got to say, really. Scott agrees. No prep is no prep to tires or track. That's that, exactly. So this is why I like Scott. See, Scott and me think the same way until he's wrong, and then he's wrong.
we blow the track off. I'm sorry.
Blow the track off, okay. But I'm just saying, if you want to try and say that it's no prep to the track surface, we're not really calling ours no prep so much.
Kinda. But we are. It's just because that rock that's this big,
it makes for
in real life would be this big.
It makes for entertaining video.
I'm telling you, you gotta get those rocks off the track.
The best video I ever got drag racing was one of the very first runs that we did. Remember when Steve launched his drag car off of the end ramp?
But we
and I got it in slow-mo, doing the sail through the air 12 feet off the track, and then boom, crash onto the ground again. That was epic video. It was great. Everybody who watched it went, holy crap. So you need rocks.
No, that was blown off too. Those boulders were taken off the track.
Street racing. Call ours street racing.
But you gotta have family.
yeah, family, man. It's all about
family here.
Yeah, it's all about family. See, Zerk says that he says that it's been pay to win since day one. So in any form of competition, that's the case. Any form. As soon as you turn it into a competition, it's always going to be pay to win. Always. And it's always going to be whoever can bend and manipulate the rules the best will always be the one who wins. That plus skill. But if you have massive skills and you don't bend the rules, and another guy has massive skills and they bend the rules, you're going to lose because the guy who's bending the rules, that's the fact of life for racing all around the world.
Yep. 100%.
Right?
Even Formula One's like that. You know that they do things until they're caught.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Days of Thunder.
I seen this great one on YouTube. It was called "Racing Around the Rules." It was these NASCAR racers all talking about what they did back in, like, I think it was like the 70s and 80s.
Yep.
About how they had certain things in their cars and
Days of Thunder. There's that entire scene. It's a classic scene where he's in the barn and he's sitting there looking in the barn, looking at the whole car, and he's talking about how he's going to shave the oil pan and make it just right and all these things, and he's basically love talking the car, spilling out all the things they're going to do to massage the rules and cheat. Not cheat, but massage the rules as much as possible. So that's my point. I'm just so tired. And Derek, you're saying you're tired of the whole conversation. Yeah, I get that. But I've been watching and doing a lot of research on some racing stuff and trying to figure out somebody else to call on to the show as a guest from down south. And so I've been following a lot of channels, watching a lot of YouTube videos. And a lot of the YouTube videos, it's always the same thing. They're all talking about how this car was prepped and everything. At the end of the conversation, they all say the same thing. If there hadn't been prep laying down on the track for this big King of the Streets race they just had, if there hadn't been prep laying down on the track, then nobody would have done a 169 on that track. That simple. And I don't know if you can find a single channel out there that does anything that specializes in talking about drag racing. I don't think you can find a single one out there that will openly say, oh yeah, they could have done it without the fact that there was tire prep laid down on the track after all the repeated runs. And that's my point. So it brings it to me like where I'm just saying, like, everybody keeps on talking about no prep. I think they're not really talking about no prep anymore. They're talking about drag
liars.
Hey,
liars.
All of them are liars. So I think when you take a look at a NRPC and NPRC is not really a sanctioning body in the States. And they don't sanction any of the races, and they, sure, but everybody follows NPRC rules. Okay, but they're not NPRC. The rules that they're creating are not for NPRC. They are for drag racing.
They're for them.
They're for them. And everybody manipulates the rules and everything. So that's my thing. I think, and I stand by it, and I'll always stand by it. And if you disagree, that's fine. You're wrong.
No, you're wrong.
No, you're wrong. You're all wrong. All of you are wrong. Bunch of meanies. You offend me. I identify as a drag car.
You're very slow.
A slow one. I identify as a drag Chevette. Speaking of all-wheel drive, remember a few weeks ago, we were talking about that new stealth speed run car?
Yes. The weird brand? Yeah.
And it had motors in the wheels.
Oh, that one. Yes.
Yeah, it had motors in the wheels. Okay. So just recently I watched a video with Kevin Talbot, who ran that car. For a car that costs what the price point is on that car, I don't think it should blow up in the first 5 feet. He blew apart the ground effects kit on the actual chassis, just sitting on the bench, giving a couple of little test pulls on the trigger. It blew the ground effects parts off the back. Then he takes it out just because the tire ballooned. The tires ballooned like this, and boom, it just ripped all the plastic off.
I see. So you're doing something you're not supposed to do.
He was barely touching the throttle. He was literally checking it to make sure that forward was forward and backwards was backwards. That's what he was doing. It wasn't like doing speed runs and holding it full wick. Just flip the throttle, and boom, it just blew apart. Now, is that motors or those motors really fast? Yeah, they are. Then he goes and takes it out in the parking lot and goes to run it, and the freaking wheels fly apart before he's even done anything. They broke right off the hubs. So then he's like, he's got 3 wheels now. So he's like, okay. So he does one more quick little pass by. It goes sideways, blows the other 2 wheels off. So now he's down to 1 wheel. Most of the ground effects package and the body and everything done. The video's like 5 minutes long. Boom. Yes, you're right. Those wheels did look sketchy. Everything about that car looked extremely sketchy because when you look at it, everything on it looks like it's been 3D printed, but the parts actually look like 3D printed parts off of a resin printer. They didn't really look to me like they were printed off of like a high-end strong style print. So yeah, I agree. Everything about that car, it looks super cool sitting still. But as soon as he took it and started driving it, the A-arms broke, the C-hubs were breaking, all these parts were just blowing apart on it. Very poor quality. Very poor. Yeah, Derek, go check out. It's one of the most recent videos on Talbot's channel that he did just recently. Or maybe a week old, maybe. I don't know. It's pretty new. I didn't actually look at the timeline. Maybe it's a year old. I don't know.
They've been building that car, designing that car for like years.
They were building that car and designing that car for years. And then
I've been watching it. I'm like, that's a cool design. I've been thinking about that because I don't remember how long ago it was. Probably like 10, 15 years ago. They took a Mini,
yep,
and they put 1 motor per hub, and it was freaking fast.
On a full-size real Mini.
Full-size real Mini, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that video.
So
and the concept is awesome, right? The concept's wicked.
Mammoth, that's what it is.
That's the brand. Mammoth Stealth is actually the name of the car.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that honestly, the quality control, maybe the quality control is there, but I don't think that they actually put in the R&D testing. Like I think they were on a perfectly flat, like airport runway surface when they did their tests, and I don't think that they really put it through the paces to see what it would do. And then they give it to Kevin, and I don't know. Kevin's reputation is built off of the fact that he takes cars and destroys them. That's his reputation's built on that.
He just does stuff wrong and blows them up.
Everybody's theory is.
I have to watch that video because
everybody's theory is if it's a tough vehicle, then Talbot won't break it. And now, okay, there are hundreds of thousands of Talbots out there. So don't get me wrong. There are hundreds of thousands of Talbots out there, but he's the only one who has a channel that has made it. He's famous for doing that. Though you can tell me there's, my God, if you go on any of the Traxxas sledge groups right now, and they're all talking about how the X-Max is better, it's not an X-Max, people. It is a freaking truggy, and it's a tough truggy at that. It's a very strong, very tough truggy. Of all the truggies I've ever run, it's the toughest one I've had my hands on. Is it the fastest? No. Is it the best handling? No. But it is by far the strongest truggy that I've come across. So there's that. There was one guy, I looked at this video, and he was all pissy and moany and everything because he tried to put X-Max tires on a sledge, and it overheated the motor. Have you looked at the height of an X-Max tire? I mean, you have to do things called gearing. He didn't do any of that. And he's complaining, this is a piece of junk, it overheated, and all I did was change the tires. No, you didn't only change the tires. You changed everything about the running gear on that vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Because you can't go bigger, right? You can't go bigger on the spur gear. You can go a little smaller on the pinion, but not much before you're on the shaft because it's a fairly beefy shaft. So you really can't go bigger with your tires on that thing. You can go smaller and gear up to go faster, so you could put more of a truggy style tire on there or something, or more of a race truggy tire, but not the other way. You can't just keep going taller and taller and taller. Turn this off because I don't have anything on the bench right now. Wow. Whoa.
There you go. I just sent a link to you.
He's the reason I bought the Slash. See, there's lots of people. There's lots of people who know who he is, but the reason you bought the Slash was why? Because he destroyed or showed you video of beating the living crap out of the thing. And everybody went, wow, that thing put up that abuse. And it's impressive, the abuse that a lot of stuff will put up. I mean, if you watch his video running the Traxxas four-wheel drive Rustler, if you watch that video, you'd never buy a Rustler.
I don't think I would buy a four-wheel drive Rustler.
I would. Just because it's a better, to me, it's a better version of a Slash. I like the open wheel on it. I like the body design on it. It doesn't catch air when it launches. It doesn't sail through the air like a big, like it won't catch wind on that body at all.
Like short course body?
It's got larger diameter tires on it, so it gets more inertia and more, you can control it a little better with your throttle control and do more maneuvering in the air with it. As a basher, I would go with a Rustler before I'd go with a Slash.
That's why either.
Well, yeah, but you like
I go with the Max.
You'd go for the Max. The Max is a good one, but I'm saying like price point. The Rustler is like half the price, almost of the Max. Almost. It's a little bit more if you're going with the brushless version, and you know you're up there. But if you were going with a brushed, if you were trying to get something that your kids can go out, I know you hate brushed. You hate slow brush stuff, but entry level, I'm talking.
Oh, this is the problem I don't like about that chassis. No matter what car it runs on, it's the same chassis. The way they designed that, the gear, spur gear, how it goes into the rear of the transmission, there's not enough bearings and stuff in there, or not enough stabilization in there, because that bearing is gone constantly. Yep. You don't run it 3 times, gone. Yep. Those balls come out the bearings and they go into your gears, into your diff. They got F diff.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
Diff stuff.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's just it's a hard no for me. I would rather go with. I'm not gonna. I don't even know. I'm not gonna even say. I'll go with pretty much anything. I'd rather go with an associated where I can't get parts for.
My Team Durango that I can't get parts for. Good thing I have a box of parts.
I got Durango too.
Or my Arma Nero. That I can't
Definitely can't get parts for that.
But I happen to have parts for it. I have enough parts to build that car again. So, yeah. Zarek says, why not both? I'm not a Slash fan. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm quite happy that drag racing became as popular as it did, because it gave me something to do with the 2-wheel drive Slash that I had sitting there that was never getting run because I didn't like running it. I would go grab a 4-wheel drive any day of the week, or if I was going to run 2-wheel drive, I would run something smaller, like a Bandit or a smaller platform in 2-wheel drive. The short course platforms in 2-wheel drive, I find very annoying to drive. And if you give them to kids to drive, you're pretty much guaranteed they're going to smack it into something because they're so squirrely. You can't put any amount of power into them because they're all over the place.
It's all about skill. That's where people get it wrong. Is that, okay, I can get a 2-wheel drive to start with because it's, you know, it's a starter vehicle. No, it's not. That's in racing right now. those 2-wheel drive classes are dying because it takes too much skill. People show up, they're like, okay, this is cheaper. I can get into it. And it's going to be so much fun. And they don't have fun because you have to be easy on that throttle. Roll into it. Just easy.
Yeah.
And you go too much and you spin out.
I mean, I agree with you. I think the saving grace of the 2-wheel drive short course platform of any brand, the saving grace of all of them has been drag racing, because the bodies are designed for a short course platform, wheelbase roughly, and then you narrow them up or whatever. And I think that's what brought back 2-wheel drive. There's a reason Arma, I'm going to say this again, Arma dropped their 2-wheel drive line in 2016 or 17. I can't remember exactly which year it was, but they had their Fury and they had their Raider, the Raider XL, which was almost a short course. The Raider XL was actually a really good one that if you wanted to make a drag car out of an older Fury, that would be a good one because it was a short course length buggy. But the Raider, the Fury, all of those ones, they dropped them. They got rid of them. Why? Because they weren't selling as easy as the 4-wheel drive did. And then they came out with 4-wheel drive at a better price point, and boom, they never looked back. I would be shocked to see a company like Arma ever come out with something in a 2-wheel drive setup again, unless it was going to be something along the lines of a street basher, like a street drifter kind of basher setup, like kind of like the Infraction and stuff like that, but in a 2-wheel drive format, so it drifts like crazy cool and everything like that. I could see
angles.
Yeah, I could see him do that, maybe, but I can't see them doing it. Yeah. And then have it set up where you can convert it over and turn it into your drag car. I kind of thought that was where the Vendetta was going to go when they came out with that. And I would almost like to see a Vendetta drag racing at the track. I'd like to see that size of a 4-wheel drive on-road platform ripping it down the track, which is kind of cool that we're doing the bracket racing. I think it's going to beat the bracket racing range. So it's going to get disqualified right off the bat because I'm pretty sure it's going to hook up and go faster, straighter than a 2-wheel drive will.
Well, it's 4-wheel drive. Of course it will.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure it's just going to take off and be really fast, but I still think it'd be cool to watch. So yes, 2-wheel drive is dying. And yes, the Max is a good truck. You got an Exoterra? Seriously? Oh, have fun changing that battery. I may or may not have some Exoterra parts kicking around. Actually, you need to talk. If you got an Exoterra, you need to talk to Dallas, because Dallas, I think, has parts for a bunch of them, and I think he's got aluminum upgrades and all kinds of cool stuff. And Exoterra would work for rock bouncing. Just saying. Just saying. You know, some people didn't make it to rock bouncing last week, so
yeah,
they didn't get to see how epic and cool it was.
Well, it's just a little heartbroken, you know.
We found a new spot, by the way.
A new spot?
Well, kind of a new spot. We basically we've called it. I've got a new spot. We've named. A couple people made it up, and it's being called Becker's Crack. That's the name of it. That's the hill. It's Becker's Crack.
It's gross.
You don't like that?
No, I was thinking of Becker, full of needles and syringes everywhere, all kind of full of the crack. And it's just like jagged needles sticking up everywhere. So
that's exactly what it was like. It's almost like you were there.
And then, you know, you don't want to hook up because it might be shooting needles at people. Like,
well, actually, a funny story is at the bottom of Becker's Crack.
Yeah, cacti flying everywhere. It's okay, but needles, you know.
No. At the bottom of Becker's Crack was actually an old homeless tent. We didn't see any noodles. We didn't see any needles, but we did see broken glass. There was a fair amount of broken glass down there.
Shooting broken glass everywhere, needles, a cacti or two.
Mm-hmm.
Just dangerous.
Just reading. Gord's still trying to sell his Euro truck. Somebody buy the damn thing so he stops asking everybody to buy it. Anybody? Nope, that's it. Okay, I tried, Gord. Chicken nuggets are good. They're a perfect snack. Okay, so I broke my tire on my... Yeah, I saw that. He blew his wheel right off of his Max when he was doing backflips off the rock cliff. Imagine that, eh? That would break doing that. I'll let you guys hash out the final deals there, but I'll give you 20. Haggling's going on over there. That's fine.
Over there.
So,
or down there.
So if you guys are looking at getting into rock bouncing, this year, even last year we allowed it, but this year the rules are going to allow vehicles such as the Gatekeeper is going to be allowed in this class. And Associated has put the Gatekeeper on sale. So I believe Ryan and I figured it out. And it works out to, Ryan, you're on here, so you remind me, what was the price of a Gatekeeper now? The sale price we figured it out to be, roughly. It was around $450 or $470 for an RTR, I think. So if you want to get into rock bouncing on the cheap, that is the platform to start it with, to get you in the door, to get your foot in the door and get you going. And we have a bunch of them. So I don't want to have a bunch of them anymore. $440. There you go. So you can get yourself a Gatekeeper for $440. Then you just got to buy your battery and get her going. That's an RTR. That's not something you got to build. So $440, you're got something you can go and beat the hell out of it on the hill until it breaks, whatever. The Enduro platform is quite strong. I've had two of them. My one is still hanging on the wall. I've robbed some parts off of it because I built other things since. But I mean, I dropped that thing off of a cliff about 20 feet down, and all I did was bend the back frame rails like this, and I just grabbed a pair of vice grips and kept on driving. It's fine. So it's a strong platform. The axles are strong. It's got lots of potential in the transmission. It's a good platform. And I don't understand why there's this stigma against it. There's one thing I do understand that could be part of the reason why there's a stigma, and that is that Associated has a pretty bad track record when it comes to maintaining a product line and keeping it going, keeping it running. However, with the Element line, they've gone a different route, and they have made, what have we got? First, we started out with the Sendero. So there was the Sendero, and then, well, first there was the build kit, then there was a Sendero, and then there was what came after the Sendero? The Gatekeeper? Yeah, the Gatekeeper. And then there was the Forerunner, or Trail Runner, which was the independent suspension front. Then there was the Ecto.
Yeah, the Ecto. That's the other one, yeah.
Ecto. And then they came out with the Night Runner, which is basically another Toyota, same as the Trail Runner, just a different body. And then they also have I'm forgetting one here. What am I forgetting? Oh, there's the HD, Sendero HD. Anyway, my point that I'm trying to get to here, and it's taking forever for me to do it, is that they have made a bunch of models off of the same platform. Associated doesn't do that very often, if ever. Well, except for the RC10, the original RC10 line. They drug that one out for a long time, kind of like Traxxas and their Bandits. Right? The Bandit has been out for 20 years. The Rustler's been out for 37. I think it was 37. I think, yeah, 37 years. 1995 or 1994, I believe it was, when they released it, which is insane. Yes, the Trail Walker. There you go. I knew Zarek would remember.
Trail Walker. That's just a horrible name. I'm sorry. Trail Walker.
Trail Walker. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if they're trying to go with like
Walking Dead. It's a walker.
Walking Dead. Or
it goes everywhere. Brains.
Or Chuck Norris. Try to prove how tough it is.
The Chuck edition.
They released a new style of the Bandit.
You just mean the updated transmission?
Yeah, how do you figure?
That we
They
talked about
released a new style. They didn't release a new style. All they did was update the transmission and put lights on them now. And the lights are literally a bolt-on that you can put on any Bandit going back. With a 2000 Bandit. Yeah, the 2000. I've already watched that video, man. That's a 2000 Bandit. All right. Let's find your Bandit.
Where's my phone? I just asked my phone. How old is Traxxas Bandit? I don't have my phone.
I'm not seeing anything new. And if you compare the original Bandit to this Bandit, the parts are still damn near interchangeable. The biggest change is the plastics.
Going from the white to the gray.
There was like a light. It wasn't even white. It was like a black. It almost looked like Tamiya plastic, and then switched over. Yeah, and that thing was crazy slow. Because the one that you're so watch talking about autonomy, that was a 2000 Bandit. It had a mechanical ESC and the original tires. So yeah, that's the Bandit though. I'm talking the oldest one is the Rustler. They came out with the Bandit after. But yeah, I don't know where this new Bandit is. You tell me where this new Bandit is. You send me proof. MSM did an unboxing. It's Sicko Nitro. I call BS, and I'm going to find out right now.
I thought the transmissions were white or something for plastic for some reason.
I don't know.
Or maybe that was associated, I'm thinking. I just have this vision of this white transmission. Mechanical speed controls. Oh, great.
Here we go. 10 months ago. I'm looking for it, man. I'm not seeing it. You're saying that Mark Maria did it. Did you guys just hear that? Did you hear that noise?
Is it your wife talking?
No, that was my daughter farting, and it was right through the floor. I heard it clear as day down here.
Are you proud?
Well, kind of. I mean, Micaiah, bravo. Yeah, seriously. I'm not seeing any new Bandit. Not a one, man.
Oh, I think I found it. I'll send you a picture.
You send me a picture.
Okay, here we go.
You know the problem when you're got way too many RC related YouTube channels and people that you watch or anything. Yeah, everybody on here heard you. Let me introduce you guys to the trumpet. Come here.
No.
Come here.
No.
Well, okay, you got no problem trumpeting through the floor.
I sent it to your messenger.
You sent it to my messenger. All right,
Yeah.
let's make this
Yeah.
easier.
I think I found it.
I find it hard to believe that they would release something new without it being like all over everybody else first.
No, I
'Cause he
think
didn't
I
get
found it. I think I found it.
eh?
Yeah, you show everybody.
I'm still waiting for it. You sent it to which messenger did you send it to?
To your Facebook Messenger.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh wait.
I'm not seeing it.
Oh wait, there it is. There you go. Sorry.
Well, there it is. Now you sent it.
I put it on there. I didn't hit the send button.
Oh, it says no. I gotta download it.
Maybe.
What are you doing?
Yeah,
Just
don't
trying to
even
loft it out.
put it on there. Just put it on. Don't
She
even
just
look
trying
at
to floof it out of her pants or something. I don't know.
Oh,
it. Is she doing the what do you call that game? Shooter game.
I don't know what it is she's doing.
They did the victory dances.
no, it's the Egyptian walk.
Oh,
Walk
is that
like
what
an Egyptian.
is
And
that?
then you were doing like some Michael Jackson action there with the Thriller.
It won't open. Whatever you sent me won't open.
Really?
Yeah.
I've embarrassed myself today enough.
Okay. I'll
It
send you
says
the link.
CR download something something.
Hold on. I'll send you the link. Send you
Send me
this
a link and I'll just click on it. Fortnite. There, right. Exact. Bingo.
Fortnite.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
it. Fortnite. That's the one.
Yeah, send in the private chat there. You got the private chat? Oh no, you're probably not on the StreamYard, are you? I'll send it there. I'll send it here too.
Oh, there's private chat. There we go.
There you go. You got it. You got it everywhere. It's everywhere.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
Yeah.
All you agree with me. You guys got. You have to agree with me on this one.
Yeah. I'm gonna put this over here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make this one go away. Okay, here it is. We found it, Gord.
I found it.
Mm-hmm. You can thank Aaron. He found it for you. There's the new bandit.
Ta-da! Dun, 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 dun. That's it, right, Gord? Right?
You know, when I look at that very closely, because that's a real life, that's not just something that was, that's not just a Photoshop picture. This is
No,
actually a real functioning bandit.
Yeah. It's from a
And
long time ago.
and I think anybody who's run any kind of drag car can speak from experience on this, that there is no way that steering linkage is going to hold up at all. Because it's the cheap white plastic junk that breaks right away. They didn't even upgrade it to the aluminum ones before.
It's fine.
No way it'll hold. It'll break here, and it'll break here, and then it'll explode everywhere else.
The tires will balloon and hit each other in the back.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. There's two brushless ESCs back to back on there.
Oh yeah.
That's a lot of motor, man. Anyways, there you go. That's the one I found. Or that's one Aaron found.
XLs.
So you're saying MSN did? I'm not saying it's an unboxing on the only Bandit I've seen so far. New was the ones we already talked about. And it's just a rehash of the old ones with some new stuff on them.
Now with lights.
Yeah.
Now with the new upgraded transmission.
Different colored bodies.
Now the retro body.
Let's see.
The retro square body on it.
Let's see what we got here. Gordon, send me a photo. Hey, dude, that's not the new band. That's not a new Bandit. That's the old Bandit. Like I said, we already talked about that one last week. That is the one that has the LED lights on it. They've changed the wheels, the lights, and the color scheme. Still the same chassis, though. Still shares parts. So that is not new. That is just a rehash of old. Anyways, let's get into actually what is new. Let's get into what actually is new. Okay.
What's really new?
What's really new? Bring this up here. And I show you guys, show you the real new stuff.
The new.
The new.
Do the new.
Come on, damn thing, open up. Okay. Are you guys ready? Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
You're ready. Gotta be ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's get ready to new.
Here it comes. Shiny new things, particularly shiny new lights for RC four-wheel drive, KC lights.
Scale KCs.
Scale KCs, man. To go on top of your Marty McFly mobile.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually the lenses. Yeah. It was actually the lenses. That's what's supposed
There
to look
it
like.
is.
To get your roll cage going and your happy, smiley faces. And yeah.
Paint and chrome on the inside, get good reflection on there.
Yeah. And then they put out an 8x8.
Not
made by them. Made by another company, which I believe is probably going to be JD. 1/14 scale where it has functioning dump bed, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, there it is.
Super, super expensive. So enjoy that. Now we're talking about drag.
Traxxas.
Yes. So this is Racing has released new arms, front arms and rear arms for the Traxxas drag slashes. Oh, and also rear axles for the Traxxas drag slash.
Those could be handy.
They could be handy because they have a tendency to twist when they're plastic. And they are made out of, get this, they are made out of HD tool steel from China.
Oh.
Um,
I've actually used some of their wrenches, racing bits.
and
They are a step up from the other ones you get from China, like the Chinese ones with the, this handle.
yeah, the hollow head. Oh, yeah.
Hollow handles, yeah. They're stronger than these.
I'm just, because I've had really bad experience with Chinese wrenches from Surplus Herbies or any of those places.
The other ones, the good ones.
But they're made out of the Chinese tool steel, are they not? I mean, if it's a tool and it's made out of steel and it came from China, is that not Chinese tool steel?
This is like premium. This is the premium stuff. And I like the shafts on those. They're like interlocking hex, like almost like what do you call it? A torque wrench.
Yes, just I get you.
A torque bit.
This is the J Concepts landmines, which they have now made pre-mounts for the Traxxas UDR. So they're big. Now, being that they're for the Traxxas UDR, it might be interesting. You might actually be able to make them fit the new SDX6 because they're big guys.
Interesting.
And for all the Ford lovers out there who want to go bashing in a Bronco, J Concepts has come out with the Bronco body, an 89 Bronco. I think it actually looks pretty good.
Is that OJ edition?
That's the OJ edition's all white.
We could go all white with it.
You could maybe go all white with it, yeah, I suppose. You need snap-on tools. You'll never go back to anything else. Yeah, because I spent $200 on a freaking ratchet from them. Yeah, I'm not a fan of them yet either. I'm actually kind of happy with Mac. I've got some Mac tools. I have some other brands of tools, Mastercraft tools. I have a large number of them because I'm not a serious heavy-duty mechanic. So I break my wrench. I'm quite happy with the cheaper one.
If I'm breaking my wrench, I'm taking to a mechanic.
For some of the really, really expensive stuff, like the ratchets, and 3/8 ratchet had to be, it's the one you're going to grab every time. So I got a good one of those. Anyways, back to the show. Boom Racing. These are the Scepter wheels. And the big thing I like about these wheels is I like the spoke style on them. Looks kind of cool. And the way the center wheel nut is.
Oh, that looks like a Trans Am.
Yeah, right? So it looks kind of cool. I like them. I think they look neat.
Cool. And a vintage drifter?
If you want to put 1.9 bead locks on your vintage drifter. This one here is going to excite you.
It's the Schumacher.
This is the Schumacher Icon 2.
So what they did with the front kingpins is totally different than what anyone else is doing right now. It's kind of a throwback to the F103, where the actual kingpin goes up and down, not the arms. The arms stay flat, and that's where they are. So as you compress that shock, or the spring on the front, it stays the same angle. There's no gain or anything. It's what it is, what it is.
The thing that caught me the most about this, I looked at the chassis and I agree with everything you're saying. All that stuff is updated and I like that. But this is the closest to the F22 front wing I've seen yet.
I think that's the same wing as
back wing's not there yet.
I think those are the same wings as the everyone else has right now.
You think so?
Yeah.
Still, it's more V-shaped when you look at it from the top view down.
Yeah, that is the same one. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose maybe
it's probably exactly the same. Just somebody else gets to use it.
Bummer.
Now, what I'm interested is that diff. It has gear diff on it.
Eric, by the way, MIP fail. MIP fail. Both of these have split.
Where's mine? MIP fail.
Okay. Yeah, MIP split one too. And I didn't even, this was like, I'm not that strong of a guy. And I split it just trying to loosen a wheel nut. So I think the back wing looks too high on this too.
Well, you can drop it down.
You can.
Yeah. The other thing they do too, they got the dampers.
Yeah.
You know those? They have little springs inside the dampers.
Right.
So they're all in one, no fill-in lube.
So there was some talk. So last week there was talk about FerryTech let out a 124 scale monster truck style chassis. Endura has come out with a carbon fiber chassis. This is it. And I do think that this could be used also to build a monster truck platform if you were not wanting to do a rock bouncer platform out of it. I think that you've got the adjustability in this to make a fairly decent little 124 scale monster truck, because everybody knows how much crazy power there is in a 124 scale truck to crush other vehicles.
Oh God.
Like, oh, you drove that on my, did you drive that on my toe? So this is, that was, it didn't look like SEX 24 axles. It could have been though, but I would have to do not worm drive axles on it. These are the new D110s, Defender 90s, Land Rover Defender 90s, Heritage Edition in the Mini Z ready sets. Well, hey, at least their bodies are nice and scale.
Yeah, something different too, right? It's not just another Jeep.
And they did come out like the two body colors. If you look at the front grills,
They're different.
the front grill is actually different between each body color, which is unique and different. They didn't just plaster on different body. They actually look to me like there are differences. Like one's like, it looks a little bit like more like a newer generation
It is.
than the older.
Totally
Right?
is.
Wheels are different too. So you're actually getting two different body styles there, depending on what color you get. Okay, you ready for this?
Oh God, is it like the 6.54?
Close. The 6.4.
6 point.
Because why wouldn't you? You just released the other chassis into a drag car. So now you must come up with a completely new on-road car or off-road car. Yeah. You know.
Two-wheel drive action.
Right?
For the
Two-wheel
elite.
drive action. Super hard to drive. You're excited about this. I'm not.
I'm not really. I just like, okay, drag racing's big when Exotech has to come with tires too. Everybody's getting on the bandwagon now. It's like super big money. Okay, I think I can do something a little better than you.
Yeah, but if you look at this picture real close, what do you notice?
It almost looks like different scale tire.
It looks to me like the same rubber that you would find on an infraction or a felony.
Infraction, yeah.
It is not a 2.2 outer. It's not a short course style wheel.
No, but I did see something about like the hashtag. What did they have in there? They had something hinting towards it was like for drag racing.
Well, it is for drag. It is absolutely. It is showing it for drag racing. You're right. But can you run that style of wheel where it's the same diameter on the inside and outside in any of the drag racing classes that I've seen?
Be a short course tire.
Exactly. So what are they trying to do here?
Well, it's just like the other tires. They had no foam in the front tires.
Well, who are they gunning for? What market are they gunning for? Are they trying to create a new market here with their own tires?
Oh, who knows?
Who knows, right? I just think it's an oddball size to pick, I think. But
yeah, now that I see the picture better, I couldn't quite tell the one I saw. It was a little bit smaller on my phone.
Yeah. And then we also have, next we have up is the Aeromax 4D setup system.
I really like this. It does away with that annoying top bar. And then when you turn the tires, you have to like make sure you tap it back and forth. Because if you turn the tires just a little bit and they just shimmy just a little bit, it moves the top bar for how much toe you got or how much your turning points are to even them up. So annoying. So this one here is done away with it all. That part I'm talking about is on the very bottom with the numbers across the bottom for the toe out. I think it's just cool.
So is this another setup station I need to buy for myself that I'll never use?
Probably. But this one here, the big thing with this one here, it does the caster on them. And that's a big thing now for the new upper arms. They're adjustable on
right.
on their
X-rays and all the ones that are doing that Y style.
Yeah.
Where you can adjust that stuff. Yeah. And then we have, this is Power Shift. So Power Shift does most of the stuff I find from them is usually 3D printed.
Looks like it.
I'm not going to get into the quality of the 3D printing because I think that a lot of companies that sell their 3D printed stuff have not super great quality when it comes to the finish. Now, if you want a rough and tough look on this, there you go. You got your Brodozer look going on for your Sen F450 truck. There's the front bumper. And so the first picture there was actually the wheel flares, which I guess I should have told you. So they did like a wheel flare. Come here, you go backward there. So if you look in here, you can see the wheel flares that are bolted onto the wheel well.
Yeah.
And very squared off where the wheel opening is and rounded where it matches with the wheel well.
Trying to put what do you say? Trying to put something round in a square peg.
A square peg in a round hole. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much exactly what that looks like. But to me, have you ever seen, I've been up in the oil patch area and we see people with oil patch trucks all the time. And oil patch guys are the guys that put this stuff on. Hands down. Yeah, I'm dissing you. And those guys put them on. And I've never seen any Ford F1, F4 350s, 450s. I've never seen any with that style on them.
No.
In real life.
However, I'm just going to point one thing out. If you look at the back, that flare now covers that rear tire. Finally.
Yeah.
The dually, because that's one thing that drives me crazy about this thing. It's pretty cool until you look at those dualies on the back and how far they stick out. They're sticking out way too far.
When you spend $6,000 on tires and rims, you don't have money for fenders, man. You got money for mud flaps. That's it.
But they're just doing this inside tread, not the outside.
Right? I agree with you, Terry. I agree with you 100%. I think that the finish on these is lacking. Somebody can buy it if you really wanted to buy it and then hit it with some spray primer or something of the sort and then
smooth it out.
Finish it up and smooth it out. I never looked to see what the price point is. There is a link to it on the description that will be on the new NRC talk thing later. Whatever. I mean, if you're just going for straight looks, I don't think it would take a hit because the layering on it is all wrong. I mean, if you hit it, it's going to shear off right at the top, right?
Yeah.
Everybody who's run 3D printed parts knows how that's going to go.
Yeah, that's all for show, not for go.
All show, no go. And that is it for new NRC stuff this week.
So, just saying. Because this was a big thing. It was a big thing. Everybody's going to buy a 3D printer, and they're going to print all the parts they need for RC, and they'll never have to go to a hobby store again, never have to order a part again. And then they get the printers, and then...
You mean like me? I just went and picked up my 3 printers.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So my 3 printers are in the back of the car right now. I got to go and load them when we're done the show. So... I've got 2 filament style and 1 resin. And I've actually never run the resin yet because I bought it and Curtis was going to run it and then it broke and then he got parts and then he got a different printer. And I think it just sat there and collected dust. So we'll see what it works like. There's an easy button. There is an easy button on it's called Shapeways. That's the easy button for 3D printing.
So you buy...
No, you just buy the part and they print it and ship it to you.
Huh.
That's the easiest way to get nice prints because you can actually hold them to their quality or ship it back, right?
Or you can just buy the part you need for the $10.
Right. I mean, the 3D printing thing's pretty cool when you think about it. There's a lot of stuff you can do with a 3D printer, and there's a lot of things you can make. But if you're trying to make anything durable or strong, you are working with the wrong thing. If you were trying to make scale details and hood scoops and little things like that just to pretty up your vehicle or to make a body style that you haven't seen anywhere else, yeah, that'll work. Absolutely.
And that's about it.
Yeah. And so that's what I think 3D printers are good for. And how many scale bits and pieces do you really need?
I have 0 scale bits and pieces.
I forgot to bring my box.
I have a driver in my F1 car there, and that is as about as scales I get.
That's because you're required to by rules.
And
right? You have to have a head. I have a headless driver.
Wait, you got the camera. He's like a cyborg. I am the camera driver.
Did you know that's this dude here, right?
Yeah.
So did you know that this little dude comes in a minion version? right straight from Insta360. He comes all yellow and with the painted thing, so he looks like a minion. He's cool. I mean, I'm just going to put stickers on my guy and be done with it that way, but it was kind of cool. They just came out with a new camera too. They just released
new mini one like that one.
Mini one like that one, and so did GoPro. GoPro just released a new camera as well called Bone. Bones or Bone. It actually is designed for the FPV crowd because it actually has a plug-in in the back of it, so you can actually power it off of your drone's power supply. So it doesn't have, like, you can run it without the battery pack and all that extra stuff that makes all the extra weight.
Yeah.
But it still has the same width as the conventional GoPro.
Oh, really? It's pretty big then.
Yeah, it's still pretty wide. There's some new videos. I think it just came out yesterday or the day before, so I've watched a couple of videos on it. It's still not this guy small.
So now there was something like that small or even smaller. They could power off like my RC car. That'd be money.
You can power this off of your RC car. There is an adapter you can buy. And so if you look on the back of this, there's a little magnet, that's how it charges this, right?
Yeah.
So there's another thing that's kind of like this compartment here, but it's just the compartment part. And it comes off, and it's actually meant to plug into a USB style thing. But if you're going to plug into USB, all you need is 5 volts at whatever amperage this would require. So you can do it with this, power it off of your car, and then you can turn around and take that and run it through a BEC, an external BEC, to power that little power supply, and then you've got your ongoing power supply for this little dude. And
that sounds like too much. Just to go directly in there.
Yeah, but then this mount would be mounted into your vehicle that you're using all the time, and you could still just pop this in and out, which makes it more convenient too. So I've seen that done already once with a Castle BEC, or I can't remember if it was a Castle or if it was a Hobbywing BEC they used.
Yeah,
the video was in Chinese, and I was reading subtitles on the bottom that were converted to English, so they talk fast. You ever notice that? They talk fast, and the words go across the screen so fast. I'm like, what? Stop, pause. I got to read this. I don't read that fast. So,
well, when they're writing symbols,
yeah, how do they do that?
How right now?
Look how dirty this is. That's your rubber mark. I blame you for that. You left rubber marks on my camera, meanie.
That was like forever ago. It
Yeah.
happened one time.
It happened like once, man. Anyways, so that's kind of something cool. So the new GoPro camera. DJI has come up with that little cube-looking camera. That's kind of cool too, but I didn't see any external power supply for that yet. I'm sure somebody third-party will make one.
Yeah, I just like to have something cool. I could just, plug right into my receiver, plug into the camera. And
yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on what the wiring is on it, really.
Run on 6 volt. Or
whatever. Well, that's what this one is. That's pretty much what this one is from the GoPro. Is it looks to me, because it's just it's got a red, yellow, and black wire coming out of it. It's 3 wires coming out. Why it's 3 wires, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you can control it and function it from a third channel. Or from another channel, like on, off, or start record, stop record, whatever you set that to. I'm sure it's a setting in there. I haven't watched a review on it that has actually gone into depth on it yet. No, that's not true. I hit the camera at rock bouncing. So, yeah, there was that. I hit a camera.
Was it that camera?
No, it wasn't that camera. I didn't even have that camera out. We had the DJI, and I had all the little cameras set. All these guys. I had these guys set up on the hillside, and we bashed and everything, and had a good time. I had a contact on Mr. Okay? This is for you, Aaron.
Techno.
Techno.
Yeah, sometimes you can get some parts from Interior Hobbies and Kamloops. They might have some parts in stock, very little. Otherwise, you got to order them in.
I've stocked some at Make My Fun, but it's pretty hard pill to swallow when they're not picked up.
Yeah, I've got Travis to order my parts. That's my go-to. And another thing I do as well is I stock my own parts. So you gotta make sure you have your A-arms. You gotta make sure you have those little hats that go in the steering.
The top hats?
Yeah, little top hats. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else you gotta have? Pins. Pins are another good thing to have.
What parts are you looking for? Well, why is it doing that?
Best thing to do is have at least one of everything that you know you're gonna break. Anything that hangs out. Another thing overlooked is not shock tires, body mounts. Those are often overlooked. So make sure you have one of each of those things. And then as you break them, replace them, order them.
Okay, I'm gonna share the screen from one of my suppliers. So this is Horizon's website. I'll share the screen to you, even though you guys won't be able to see. You can see retail price on it, and that's it. And this kind of give you a bit of an example as to what is actually available to me from Horizon. As you can see, anytime it says L or X, L means it's extremely low stock. X means they're not going to stock it there again. And N means that they're just out of stock. Okay. And this is their Techno line. We're starting at the top and you start working your way down. And this is the reason why I don't waste my time stocking a lot of Techno stuff. Because as you can see, we'll jump all the way back to page 10 here. All of their stock on all of their line is showing low inventory in Illinois. So California warehouse, Illinois warehouse. And then you start going through here, you got shock shafts, like all things that break. But it's either none, like there's no stock, or not going to stock it in that warehouse. It just goes on and on and on and on. And I'm not dissing Techno. I'm not saying that it's a bad brand, but for a hobby shop in Canada to stock it
makes it awfully hard.
It makes it really hard. It's hard to you order a part and you're waiting forever. You waited for I think it was 3 months before they finally got that one set of hexes or something you ordered in.
Yeah, because didn't have them in stock.
Didn't have them. And I waited and waited and waited. My other option is to go through A-Main, and because they're one of the few distributors that actually stocks it, it flies off the shelf really quick, right? So when it's in stock there, if you don't place the order right away, you might not get it at all. So I could try. I will try to get you the parts, but this is what I deal with on my end.
And that's why you got to make sure you have, like, any car you have. Like, I don't care if it's a Max. I don't care whatever you have. You should at least have a set of A-arms for it all.
Yeah.
Set of hubs, front and rear. And yeah, that's the best thing you can do. I mean, my X-ray stuff for racing, I have probably $1,500 in parts. Easy.
Yep.
I got all the A-arms. I buy them all one time a year, fill up my stocks to my level I need for the season, and then some.
Racing is just like that, and it's really frustrating for hobby shops in general. I mean, R1 motors. Everybody wants R1 motors, right? There's the racing crowd that wants R1 motors, but the bashing crowd doesn't want to touch an R1 motor. The bashing crowd is going to go and beat the hell out of something. They want something they can run through puddles and mud and everything, and they don't care, right? So those things fly off the shelf. That's why Castle does so good, is because they cater to that bashing crowd, and the bashing crowd is way bigger than the racing crowd will ever be.
They are
way bigger, and so you start getting kind of that boutique kind of clientele, or I guess product, I guess you could say. And you like X-Ray. X-Ray is a boutique car. Nobody
Luxury.
buys an X-ray to go bash. Nobody buys an X-ray to go bash. They're buying an X-ray because they want to race. So first you have to have, for that dealership to stock parts, first there needs to be a really fairly well-established racing community to make it even remotely worthwhile to bother stocking it.
Yeah.
Right? It's a tough go. It sucks, but
Just more
Yeah.
of you people just need to come out and race. Racing is fun. It's for everybody.
it's the Techno monster truck. I like the Techno monster truck. I've looked at the Techno monster truck a bunch of times. I thought, man, that'd be cool because I like the idea of building it.
Yeah.
And specking it out and building it out my own way and everything. And I don't know, taking a look at the Techno monster truck. You remember what the model number is on it? What's
It's
the
just
model?
MT410 or something like that.
Yeah, we're going to be doing monster truck races. You're right. And yes, that will be allowed in the monster truck races.
Yeah, because that's based on the ET.
What's the number?
Oh, what the hell is it?
Remember, I'm just going to go to Techno's website and see.
472 for. The fuck
Techno
is it?
RC.
Yeah, I have to look it up. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I'm just going to go straight to their website and find it because just that way easier.
Just easier.
Instead of the MT410.
I was right.
So let's just go in here real quick. I'll share the screen to you guys so you guys can see what we're talking about. That one, share.
But to be honest, the Techno line for a 4-wheel drive race car is, I gotta say, it's gonna be the toughest.
Yeah. Yeah, I like
throwing that into that chassis with the big tires on it. I think that thing's gonna take a shit kicking and keep on ticking.
it's a rather low profile when you look at the way the suspension is. There's not a lot of clearance on this thing. It's more of a monster, like a racing monster truck. But
Yeah,
it is
based on the same platform as all the racing stuff, right?
Yeah. And there's your adjustability, so that's decent. What do you got? 3.5 inches is what they're claiming there. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Damn it, man. Why are you making me look at this? Now I want one. I need to build a real solid axle monster truck first.
Yeah.
Then I can decide to get something more racy monster truck. Yeah, Dodge body is cool on it. It is one of the nicer bodies. Really slow. Yeah, truggy suspension with it. So actually, you know what you might see more of now, based on that platform there, that's a 1/10 scale. If you take a look at the Corrali Skedder, the Corrali Skedder is very similar in the build design and the dimensions of that, and probably more attainable to more people. So, and it's like a truggy style platform, basically, is what it's based off of. 1/10 scale, small. Yeah. It's their size of a Notorious 6. Yes, it is. You gonna build some monster truck ramps?
This guy?
This guy.
That guy. Scott.
Somebody needs to make different bodies for the Max. Yeah, there's people that make different bodies for the Max. Proline. And then Traxxas threw a wrench at everybody's plans and changed the wheelbase.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's stretch it out longer. Haha.
No, but
We went again.
everybody, you know that body you made for this one before? Make it again, but longer. And then we're going to not make that model anymore. So now if you own the original Max, now you're kind of getting screwed.
You're done.
Well, you're kind of getting screwed on it because the companies, because they're not selling that platform anymore, the aftermarket companies are not going to come out with new bodies. What you see is what you get now. They're not going to come out with a bunch of new bodies.
So you better stock up now.
And with the Max, with the clipless body design or the pinless body design, that's really hard to build a body around that.
It is, because it has to be that same level. Exactly.
The same tapers.
And that front little clip that slides in there has got to be in the right spot.
Yep, exactly, right? All those ones do that. So, I mean, you're talking, if you want to see a big selection of bodies, you need to be looking at body pin style. I can't remember who makes, I know there was a company, I think Proline actually might be making one. Somebody makes a conversion kit for the Max so you can put a regular pinned body on. I think it's Proline. I haven't actually put one yet. And I think you could probably get away with running the monster truck style bodies. And I don't have my Max in here right now. It's out in the truck.
Yeah, you could probably put on the...
Like that new Bronco body they just released from J Concepts.
Yeah.
You could probably make that fit the Max. The original Max. I don't know how easy it would be to make it fit the longer Max. For the longer Max, you might actually have to start looking at... You might have to start looking at bodies that come off of things like Traxxas TRX8 or TRX6s or TRX4s or the 12.8 inch wheelbase cars and trucks and such.
Yeah.
That's probably going to be your easiest bet. Proline Baja Bug under Techno looks good. Yes. So you're running the short course one, basically. Because the short course one is the only one I've seen that was actually about the same wheelbase as a monster truck. I have the old grab it here.
Oh, and his hoard. He's hoarding it.
I do.
I mean, his collection.
So this was the crawler size VW Bug body that Proline made way back, and they've discontinued it. They don't make it anymore. So it fits a crawler chassis quite nicely. Works really good with a set of 2.2s, right? And then I got these really cool lights from One Too Many RCs that fit right in the... These are 3S powered lights. They are blinding. You cannot look at them.
Oh,
they
yeah.
burn out your retinas. And then
I
think the body you have.
Oh, back into the collection he goes. Into the collection. What does he come back with? Will it be painted? Will it be clear?
No, it's clear.
There it is.
Okay. This is the Baja Bug.
Yeah.
So this one's actually meant to fit on like a Revo. An e-Revo or a Revo 3.3. So this is one of the bigger formats of it. So this would fit a monster truck, I think. Because it's made for a 1/8 Revo, but the 1/8 Revo, if you talk to Traxxas, it's the same wheelbase as their 1/10 Summit. So is it 1/8 or is it 1/10? Who knows?
No one knows for sure. A stash is quite small. Like it's like maybe like a stash of motors. You got like 3 motors.
No, that's a horde. You're right. It's a horde.
When you got like a collection.
When I go digging through things every once in a while, and I'm like, oh, I forgot I had that.
If it fits in a container like this, it's a stash.
Yeah. I had
when you go digging and 4 things fall down as you're trying to get one out. It's an epic collection.
When you seriously consider building a new shop to house all of your stuff, that's the horde. That's what you're running on the Slash? Yeah. So there is a Slash version of that one too.
Yeah, there's a Slash one too.
It's a little wider and it's got more fender coverage. I think you can still get that one. I can't remember now. Ever since Proline got bought out by Horizon, they've really done a flip-flop on some of their older legacy bodies, and they just disappeared. And now they've started just cranking out bodies for Vendettas and weird wheelbase stuff. But the Vendetta, if you're getting the bodies for the Vendettas might actually work. Some of those bodies for the Vendettas might actually work for the Traxxas. Like the wheelbase might be about right. The length, you're just going to have to deal with the tires and the fenders and whatever else you get happening. But
Just
it's RC, right? Build what you want to build. It's RC stuff. Do what you want to do. You want to make it crazy, make it crazy. Ryan loves putting car bodies on crawlers. So
Me
no
too.
prep for a couple months.
I got my the one thing with the car bodies is a little bit too short, so you got to take like 2 of them, mold them together, and then it fits on your crawler like mine.
You know, a lot of you guys haven't seen this thing, so I'm gonna make Aaron bigger here, so you guys can totally understand. I'll get to your question.
I'm doing. So a normal car body is short, so you've got to like hack off half the hood. Have 2 bodies the same that have been well race driven,
beaten, admit it, beaten. Yeah.
And you just add it on there. You glue it together with some shoe glue, and I bolt it together, let it dry, and then you got to extend the back too. So we got double
wings. You got to have
the thing on it. Just add some more on there.
Need to have. Yeah, Ryan says no. Cut out the back and have the tires sticking out the back. That's what Ryan says.
Yeah, no, I think this turned out good. I was very happy with this.
Yeah. We actually have that on video. A couple of runs. Oh! What did I do? There you go. I hit the wrong button. Whoops. I done hit the wrong button. Okay, let's get back to this question. All stoked on no prep. Couple months while building my car, and then once I went and did a race, I realized that I wasted $25 for a 3-second blast. Yes, you did. Without putting 1,000K plus into a car, it's not fun. And that is exactly my point about no prep is no longer no prep. No prep is now a whole lot of prep involved in getting your car to go fast and be super competitive with this big class of people.
Yeah.
The heart of no prep is dead. If you keep if they keep following this line of going and they keep on doing it the way they're doing it, the heart of no prep and street racing, whatever you want to call it, is gone. It's turned into a money game, like every form of racing does.
Well, it's more than just a money game. It's money. You're trying to win money too. So,
and there's
$1,000 for a winner.
Yeah, there is no racing in RC out there that has as big of a prize. So as soon as they start doing $20,000 cash days, which I don't know if you guys understand this, but I don't know if you're from Canada or not, but $20,000, that's like $1 million to us. So that's a lot of money.
A lot of money Canadian.
Right? Like you could retire. No, you can't retire. That's a lot of moolah.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah. For a car that, I mean, honestly, in the States, and I'm saying in the States, in Canada, you're talking more, but in the States, you could probably be competitive with about $1,500 US because everything there is 30% cheaper than us right off the bat. So, you know, and then you're set up and you get a lot more, you do get a lot more opportunity down south to run your cars, test your cars. There's a lot more, you can be more involved with no prep down there. Sorry, drag racing down there. I'm not calling it no prep anymore. I'm calling it drag racing from now.
I do no prep still. We can still call what we're doing no prep.
Yeah, I'm calling it drag racing.
You're wrong.
Anyways, I totally agree. Like you spend $25 for a 3-second blast. Which,
whoa. 3-second blast? You're going way too slow, bud.
Well, sorry. 3 seconds. We're talking 3 seconds. And that's also counting the time of you lining up, staging your car, getting the jitters for a second, and then bang the trigger. There's your 3 seconds. Right?
Yeah.
I agree 100%. $25, 3-second blast. I honestly think part of the problem with this whole scenario that they have going is you're paying $25, you get one try. I think for $25, I think you should be getting more than one shot. You should be getting.
I think you should be getting what we do, because what we do for ours, you have to qualify first, right?
Exactly. You
You
should be getting a
blast from one
qualifier.
lane, you get blast from the other lane, and then you go for the tournament.
Got frog. How am I supposed to say that? GOT frog? QC? GOT? Got frog? I'm going to say got frog because that just rolls off my tongue. I'm going to look up your picture here, but Aaron, you keep going.
So what we do, you get a blast from both lanes. So you get a feel for the lane, and you get a feel for what you got to do. Those other competitions you got to show up, and hopefully you get there a day early. And hopefully that the track stays the same, which it won't, because they're putting all the traction on the tires. And by the end of the day, like I think it's going to be like when we do onward racing on the carpet, we sauce our tires, and that carpet gets so sticky when you walk on it. It leaves marks on the gym floor when you get off, and we're just a small club. So imagine that with, how many people show up for these big events. It's going to be putting that down. Here
it is. Let's look at this.
Yeah, it's Got Frog.
Got Frog. Okay, good.
Yeah, Got Frog.
I'm not saying it wrong. All right, here's his truck. I'm going to show you guys his truck. Because he sent a picture. He posted it up on the Facebook post. So you guys can check this out. There it is right there. So that's his Techno. And what's this beast over here? Is that one of those new, what the hell is that truck called? The one that had the snake look to it? That almost looks like that one. What was the brand? What's the other one beside it? Tell me. Anyways, that's cool. I like that paint scheme too. That's a good paint scheme. It also looks like you've beaten on it somewhat. Just saying. That it gets
used.
It gets used. I like seeing
no shelf queens here.
Cheap China things. ZD Racing DBX10. Yeah, that's what I thought. Thought maybe it might be the DBX. But there was another new one. Remember that one that looked like a snake that had the weird headlights and everything? It was released like just before Christmas. That was a funny looking thing.
The non-RC.
There's nothing wrong with learning with the cheap China RC thing. Actually, I really encourage people to learn with the cheap China RC thing, because what they learn is not to buy cheap China RC things. But you do
one time
on them.
You go to a hobby store. Hey, do you have parts for this? No.
They look at you and go, what? The best part is, though, with cheap China RC things, is you do learn wrenching with the cheap ones.
Do you?
You do, because you have to take them apart and fix them every run.
Well, how do you fix them if there's no parts? You got to buy like 5?
Well, Cap, when I say cheap China RC thing, I mean like the low budget RCs that maybe you can get parts with. I highly recommend, when they're cheap China RCs, just buy 2 of them.
Yeah, I don't. I can't say that. I don't recommend that at all.
You just seriously cringe.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I've learned along the way. I gotta say,
Amazon, buying your parts from Banggood. Do you buy any more parts from Banggood for your cars? That's a terrible idea. Don't buy parts off Banggood for your cars, because they're made out of Chinesium. And it was, which car was it? Once again, it was another Kevin Talbot video I watched. I sit there while I'm editing sometimes, and I piss around and I just let it play in the background. And he upgraded some axles on one of the cars he was running. I think it was the Rustler. And he upgraded them with the Banggood axles. Upgraded. They were metal, aluminum, whatever they were. And as soon as he hit the very first hit, it stripped the inners out of the axle, and the axle just spun inside itself.
Whereas putting the stock ones back in was probably way better.
Yeah, put the plastic ones in, they last longer. So, that's what they say, what you will about Traxxas, every shop. Yes, exactly. You're very, 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 very right, Gary. Everybody stocks Traxxas.
That's the only thing that I got to say.
Yeah, in Canada, if you don't stock Traxxas, you are not a hobby shop. End of story. You are a wannabe shop. You cannot. There are places like, I haven't seen any in Canada yet on the western side of Canada. I think in Toronto and maybe Quebec area, you might find a few dedicated, strictly Traxxas stores. In the States, there are many strictly Traxxas stores that sell only Traxxas, and because they can get away with just selling Traxxas and still make a really good sales and keep going on. And in Canada, if you don't sell Traxxas, your store's not going to last very long.
Nope.
I've seen places do it, because maybe they got smacked on the wrist because they were selling things below map and they got in trouble from Traxxas for something. So their rights to sell it got pulled, and then they survived for a little bit. But absolutely, you're right. They are, like I said, when the Rustler's been out since I think it was 1994. I could be wrong. It might be 1995, but it was like 1994, 1990, mid-90s, late 90s, mid-90s, whatever. The Rustler platform has been out for that long, and it's had very few changes and very few things done to it.
Yeah.
Other than electronics, mostly, I think, is the biggest updates they really did. And I think the wheels were made stronger. But that platform has been around for that long. So parts have been around for that long.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing that people say. You can't go around Traxxas because you can get parts.
Yep. And Arma's working hard to be like Traxxas and to be, okay, let me correct that. For all the Arma fanboys out there, I'm not saying that Arma's trying to
do the same style.
They're trying to follow. Yeah, they're trying to follow the same business practice. No, they're not. Let me correct that again, because they're not suing everybody. They're not suing everybody out of existence. So hold on, let me say that again. They're trying to follow the same parts supply format. Let's go with that. Where they use the same parts in different platforms in different styles. And that's what they do. And it worked awesome for Traxxas. It was a hell of a good idea.
And keep it the same. Don't change it.
Well, hold on a second here. I got to read this. So what all sledge part you got coming in? I haven't broken anything yet. Just wondering. They'll be here tomorrow. I have all of the A-arms coming in. I have all of the plastic, basically all the plastics going from the chassis out I have coming in. I have pins coming in because that seems to be a pretty common one. I cannot get any axle shafts or dog bones. They are not in stock at the warehouse yet.
So don't break them.
Motor-wise, nothing electronics-wise for it yet, because that's all other common things. And what else did I have coming in? I think I got the C-hubs. I got the steering hubs. I've got most of it. I didn't bring in any body parts, because if you break the body, you don't need bodies. Hey?
Spurs?
No spurs. Not in stock. They don't have any of either size either. So I thought maybe I could go with the taller gearing, and so you could maybe squeak it by if you really felt that way. But they don't even have that. It seems like all the hard metal parts are on another shipment coming to the warehouse.
Another boat.
Like the axle stubs coming out, those aren't available. Your out drives on your diffs are not available. I think there might have been some of the actual bevel gears off of the diffs. Those, I think, were available. None of the spider gears in the diffs were available yet. I think I might have a set of shocks, and I have some shock shafts coming. I didn't realize, but the shock shafts on the sledge, the part number brings up the shaft with the plastic end already installed on the bottom of it. I can't find...
Just a shaft.
I might not be looking right, but I'm not finding not just the shaft, but I can't find just the plastic piece on the bottom.
Oh, the ball front that screws in the bottom?
Yeah. The plastic ball end on that would go in, the part that always breaks.
Oh, the ball end.
The ball end, yeah. Looks like you have to take that ball end and replace the whole damn thing.
Huh.
Boss's son has built a big dirt bike jump, eh? Really? You don't say. Dirt bike jump, eh? Wayne didn't build it it already existed on his property. He just removed all the rocks and crap out of the way from in front of it. Scott wants to send that thing to the moon. Yes. Yes, he does. Don't land it on one wheel. I warn you, don't land it on one wheel. I did. It was the only thing I broke was one pin. Well, then when that pin broke, it broke that A-arm. But you know, I looked at that A-arm closer. I could reuse that A-arm because it did not actually break. Where is it?
Because it just broke the pin and came out.
Well, where the pin broke, it sheared part of the A-arm there, right? But it didn't split all the way through that part of the A-arm, so I could
like 50%.
It's
right?
more than 50%
on it.
There's more than 50% there, so I could totally do that.
What about the other part that holds the pins? That was a little bit bent. Did you straighten that out, or?
No, not yet. I'm just waiting for the parts that'll be here tomorrow.
You put the proper part in it. You got that coming.
Well, I got the proper pin, and then when I go to do that, I'll just bend that piece back and be done. And new A-arms, and they actually come. They don't come as pairs anymore. They're individual. So there's a left and a right. The rears, I think, were the same. I can't remember now. But I'll tear all that stuff apart and put it all back together and go bash on it.
That's on Traxxas like right there. Usually, one works for both sides, right? Left and right.
No. Since the X-Max line, they pretty much changed it over and started doing the same thing. There's a right and left, which I still think it's better than the Summit and the Revo were terrible for that, because the Summit actually had a different A-arm because it had the locking diffs. So the A-arm was designed a little differently than the one for the Revo, and you had to. I hated it.
And that's why they're not popular.
Sounds like new pin and some JB. Yes.
JB Weld.
Well, I've got the A-arms coming anyway, so I'm just gonna change out the A-arm as well. Save this one that I have as a backup in case I do break an A-arm. This will be my backup broken arm. Gord, you don't have any wheels. He lives out in Salmon Arm. Chewing gum and duct tape, yeah, absolutely. May the 4th is coming, so I can say this joke. Duct tape is like the Force. It has a dark side and a light side, and it binds the world together, the universe together. Words of wisdom. Every tool man, everybody's toolkit should have some duct tape in it.
You upgrade to the Gorilla Tape.
Well, you do want it to come apart sometime. Duct tape is supposed to be a temporary fix, not a permanent fix. Here's that word. I'm just reading everybody's comments here. So yeah, back to the racing thing that you were talking about. I absolutely. What's your guys' Facebook call? Make my fun. I think I might actually have it on here.
Or Okanagan No Prep Racing.
Okanagan No Prep RC Racing is also another one. U4RC Okanagan Sliders is another page we have. But if you want to talk directly on our Facebook page is basically the stores page, which I started a YouTube channel, and I'm trying to separate the two of them a little bit. So if you guys ever wonder where and how I get any of my stuff, it's because I own the store. And no, I'm not sponsored. I pay for all the crap myself. Sucks. Very expensive. Somebody sponsor me, please.
Please.
Gorilla Tape version, not as flexible. You're true. This is right. Whoa. Horizon Hobby, new release from Team Losi Racing. I also get information like this in the middle of our shows.
It just showed up.
It just popped up on my computer screen.
Oh God, they got to upgrade their no prep car too. Just like associated.
What do you think it is?
From Losi?
Yeah.
Oh God, is it going to be like a basher based off their racing platform?
Nope.
No. I don't know.
This is another one of those things where it says I'm not supposed to show you guys or tell you till tomorrow.
Well, that's pretty sad. That's pretty rude.
I know. Yeah, I'm just looking at it real quick here.
Is it racing?
It is.
Off-road?
Yep.
2-wheel drive?
Nope.
4-wheel drive?
Yep.
8 scale?
Nope.
So it's 10 scale. It's either short course or 4-wheel drive buggy.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Let me read the email a little closer so I can see how much trouble am I going to get into. For preview purposes, only official announcements of these products will be Thursday morning. Do not promote or announce these items in any way prior to. So, yeah, tomorrow's pretty close so Gut Frog. I'm telling you, I probably technically you're tomorrow, so I don't know how this works. If I'd get in trouble for this or not.
Tomorrow's in 9 minutes. Love it.
Tomorrow's in 9 minutes for you. I'm just going to tell you to take a look up. I'm going to tell you it is Team Losi. And look up 22. Because somebody's going to leak it. But it's not going to be me because I'll get in crap. This is the other minion. Did you hear? Your sister let one rip upstairs.
Yeah.
And it was so loud we heard it through the floor.
Yep. I was right beside her.
You're,
I had to get up and move.
Poor kid. Is that what blew? Look, come here. Look at his hair. It blew his hair back. She blew it so hard it blew his hair back. Look at that. You're looking. Look at you. You're looking.
What?
Looks like I can only send you a message, but no photo. Which one are you trying to send this on? You can add a photo to the comment. Got Frog put if you go to the Make My Fun Facebook page and you go down to the link to this YouTube video on there and comment on it, you should be able to put a picture in there because Got Frog did. Tomorrow is in 9 minutes, but here not so much. Yeah. You can only send me a message. Send me a message. Let me see it. It's fast. It's from Team Losi Racing, and it's based on a line that they already have. That's all I'm going to tell you. It's also a kit.
They're all kits, so that's
It's a Vroomer kit.
vroom vroom. I don't see anything leaked yet.
It's amazing, eh? Oh. Next week, I got to tell you guys about this now. So next week, Hobby Plus, which is the RC brand that is stocked by some American suppliers and stuff. Hobby Plus is now going to be available from one of our suppliers in Canada. But they have gone through the effort of actually changing over the instructions from Chinese and Chinglish, or whatever you want to call it, like the really bad instructions that are super hard to understand because they're directly translated from Chinese to English and it's just not right.
Doesn't work.
It doesn't work. That has now been converted over. They've been repackaged, reboxed, and redone. So we will be doing an unboxing video of said vehicle Monday or Tuesday of next week. Probably Tuesday because I'm not sure if shipping is going to happen on Monday or not. Oh, and anybody is asking, I'm going to be working the store on Friday. So we'll be open on Friday. We're closed on Saturday, Sunday for the long weekend. Dang, it looks like I can only send you a picture, no photo. You're still looking, aren't you?
I'm looking at the Hobby Plus now. It's like, what are we talking talk about the 18th scale action. I don't even know what they even have.
I have one here. I built one, the CR18, the build edition one. I built
That's
that one.
why it's familiar. That's why it's familiar, because I remember you having it.
I built that one a while ago using the really bad picture instructions that were with Chinese converted. And CP's government.
Now I remember.
All right, yeah. Yeah, Canada Post is government, you're right. But my packages are not getting shipped by Canada Post, so I will maybe get them. I really wish he had told me about it like 15 minutes before, because it could have been added into the shipment that's arriving tomorrow.
Oh.
But I phoned him and I'm like, hey, what's this new release you're talking about here? And he sent us an email and he tells me, and I'm like, dude, you didn't send me one. He's like, oh, I totally forgot. So there we go.
Now he's got to give one to you for free.
Whatever. I don't know what the deal is.
What's all for free? You didn't tell me about it?
I told him I don't even care. I don't care. I don't want it for free all the time. I don't really want anything for free, because then they expect me to say good things about it all the time.
Well, no, it's still. They still give it to you for free, and you only have to do a review on it at all. I just want one for free because you fucked up, bud.
Yeah. yeah. I can see where that's coming from.
You know, that's what happens, like, in the food industry. It's like, oh, my steak was tough. Now I want a free one.
After you ate half. That was a classic thing that I used to work with a guy who would do this all the time when we went to a restaurant. We were out, job crew, we're out working camp jobs, whatever. We'd be out on the road. And this one guy, every single time we went to a restaurant, it was the same thing. He'd go into the place, he'd order his food. He would eat probably 2/3 of the fries and 2/3 of the burger. And then he'd call over the waitress and say that something was wrong and I don't like this. And they would either comp him his meal or give him another one.
Oh, God.
And the problem is that he did it at least once a week, right? And when you're on a job and you're going to a small town where there might be 5 or 6 restaurants, after a while you start going to the same restaurants again. And they don't really have that many employees, so you're probably going to get the same waitress or waiter. And then when you get the same waitress or waiter, they look at you and go, didn't you do this to me last week? And didn't you order the same burger last week? Yeah. Yeah.
I had one try and do it with me in Castlegar with steak. He's got a T-bone steak, gets it, comes back, complains about it. The poor guy that's in charge, he's like, okay, I don't really care. I don't got time for your shit. Here's another steak. Have a good day. Comes back again. Gets me. Well, that steak I got last week was horrible. It was tough. It was all this. I'm like, well, that's funny, because that steak you took, I bought the one right next to it because I want to know if it was good or not. My steak was fine. Oh, no, I did it on purpose because I knew you were coming back. How are you cooking your steaks? Well, I do it like this. I'm like, okay, first thing you don't put salt on your steak because it makes it tougher. No matter what it is. You don't put salt on it when you cook. After you cook it, yes. While you're cooking it, no.
You talk about cooking. You know who that reminds me of? Ramsey. You know what I watched last night? It was just hilarious, and I thought it was funny because he squirmed. That show, Hot Stuff. Have you seen that?
No.
Basically, it's where these guys eat chicken wings, and they do an interview of the person.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
And it gets hotter and hotter and hotter. And I watched the episode with Gordon Ramsay on it. And, you know, for a guy who talks tough, man, he whined like a little bitch the entire time through that entire thing. It was laughable how much complaining he was doing about the hot food. No, he did not handle the hot ones well. No, he did not. And I thought it was so funny because he does this and he does this and he does this and he's busy crying and he's like, this is so hot. And I just thought it was hilarious. And then there's girls that went on there Like there's actresses and other actors and other that you would think that they'd be just dying. And they're just like, this is delicious. Yum, num, num. And we're thinking, yeah, okay, it's hot, it's spicy, but they're not whining and crying like that guy did. Holy man, did he ever cry? Yes, Gord, you have totally got to watch it.
Yes.
I think that episode alone had, on YouTube, that episode alone had 104 or 110 million views on the one episode. Just because so many people don't like him, right? I don't like him either. I think he's a bit of a mouthpiece. I've never eaten any of his food because it's overpriced and overrated. And I think that he runs his mouth and he's really rude to people in general.
Yeah. To be fair, I watched the last show he did was Next Level Chef.
Right.
We had 3 different chefs on there. And they're kind of like the head of chefs with these other chefs in there competing to win.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad, actually. Wasn't his usual old school yell at everything.
Trying to see if I have any MMF stickers. I don't have any MMF stickers in my own store. I don't have any MMF stickers here. You got an MMF sticker?
I do.
He's asking.
I do have a couple kicking around. I usually have.
It's called with the meeting the hot stuff. It's called Hot Stuff.
Yeah, hot stuff.
Hot ones. That's it. Just look it up on YouTube. There are a whole bunch of different ones, but the episode with Gordon Ramsay, those are. I've got a bunch of those. If you want some of those, let me make you bigger so you can see it. So I got bigger ones of those. We're also redoing, and I'm simplifying the logos a bit and changing them out. I have this fancy printer that we can make these.
There's the ones here too, the style too.
Yeah, we got those ones too. So those are just straight up MMF. But absolutely, we will totally. I can send you some. Send me your email or message me your email if you can. How do I get messages through? I've never actually gotten messages. BRSRC. Here, I'm going to send you my email to. How do I do this here? There's a way for me to. No, I don't want to block you. Let's go to private chat. How do I make this work? I got to learn how to use this. I've never used that. How did you find my name to send me your message that you sent me earlier?
Me?
Yeah, me. You sent me a private message on the private side.
Yeah, I said private chat.
Yeah, but it seems to only go between you and me.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's no good.
No.
That's no good. I'll find it. Don't worry.
They can comment. We can talk back. Why don't you just write on a piece of paper and hold it up on the screen? Or make it go across the bottom.
I could maybe do that. That might be a good idea. Do I have that?
We have technology.
No. That's not it. That's not it. There it is. There. Give me your address and email your address to that site or to that email address, and I will send you stickers. And maybe something else. Matter of fact, give me your shirt size. Give me your shirt size. I might send you something else. Got it? Got it?
Got it. How about now?
How about now? You got it? Okay, I'm getting rid of it now. Boom, gone. You're going to have to rewind now if you didn't get that. Okay, where are we? Yeah, 3,000 emails to me later. Oh, God, it's blowing up. No, it's not really. You know, that actually is a very good point, Gord. I think I need to make a specific email just for this channel.
I think so.
I should do that, eh? I should make a specific email for this channel so you can email me nasty things and tell me how retarded I am. Make me feel all sad inside. Make me feel all bad about myself. You know, like some people do. What's up with that, by the way? Right? We touched on this last week. What's up with the haters and the toxic people? I'm seeing more and more of it. I'm this close to just totally wiping Facebook right off the planet and just deleting it entirely. Because you read through some of the stuff, I'm like, wow, you guys are dicks. Why are you being such a dick about a guy asking just a simple question? It's come down on him like a brick shithouse.
I think you just need to get your own page going where you can just take the person, delete.
That would be cool.
That's what they got to start doing with all these pages. Is like, if somebody's doing something like that,
no, nobody send me that. If you send me that, I will hunt you down, and that will not be cool. No.
Bad.
Put the photo description on my flatbed truck on your STX24 giveaway post on your Facebook page. Okay, let me take a look. I will find it. Next. I'll find it. Okay, it's the one right above that one. There we go. Let's see. Where are the comments gone?
Okay, and search again.
Hey.
What?
I'm just looking because I'm looking at the one he's talking about here on the Facebook page, right? Description of flatbed truck on your SX24 giveaway post on your Facebook page. Okay, looking at it, but I'm not seeing any comments. That's weird. See if I got a new one here. Wow, is that ever going slow? There it is. This guy. This is the one we're going to show you guys. That one.
Oh,
you can email if you want. Yeah. I got to go to the store to get them all anyways. So, yeah, if you want to just tell Ryan, or if you come in on Friday, I'll give them to you. I got lots. Lots of stickers. That is an old Tonka fire truck. I used to have one of those.
Yeah.
That is badass. And that is... What is the truck that's on it? That looks like a Tonka as well, like a smaller version.
It does.
They Max 8 2200 kV. You're talking about on that you're talking about on your Techno truck, right? Because that is crazy fast for that size of a truck. And that would be scary. You know what I've discovered with the sledge that I discovered? Nothing's done with sledge, it's bone stock. And I discovered that none of the jumps around here are big enough. And he'd like motocross track size jumps for that thing. But I really want to hit it. And so you're probably encountering the same thing with your 410. Anyways, so that looks cool. I like that. I actually had that fire truck when I was a kid.
It's cool.
It is cool. What chassis is that on? It's a custom chassis, obviously, but what did you start with?
10 pounds of aluminum.
I mean, it's obvious that the thing weighs a lot. And where is that picture taken, by the way? Because that looks like sunny beaches.
Yeah.
In the background there. It does not look like miserable snowy weather.
Looks like an ocean of some sort. Or an huge lake.
Oh, yeah. Chassis rails are the legs from a folding chair. Oh, yeah. I'll see if I can make the comment show up for everybody. There we go. I don't know, can you guys read that?
Almost.
Couldn't send a photo in your messenger, so I'm putting it here. You guys want to share? Doing an overview on my YouTube channel. What is your YouTube channel? Your SRC. Oh yeah, I've already got that channel, I think. Let me make sure. I'll make sure. If I'm not subscribed to it already, I will be before the end of the night. BRC share it. Just wanted to share a custom Tonka I built, sitting on HPI Crawler King axles.
You got one of those in your hoard? I mean, collection.
You mean like these ones? And yeah. Oh, in Hawaii? What? Oh, now I'm jealous. Just a little bit jealous. Just reading this, okay? And talk a fire truck, set rails, remote rested. My friend's back here. Bed is some old wood from my uncle's house. Custom welded headache rack, motor transmission, 2-speed from a screw gun. Wow. Motor mounts a bicycle derailleur clamp. That's cool. I mean, intermittent shaft dog room. Holy crap, man. How long did that take you to build? Because that's a lot of
effing around.
That's a lot of rednecking. That's funny when people say they got this and they got that. That's what you do. I got enough of those axles to build a 6x6. Just haven't done it yet. Yeah, there's a lot of engineering in it. You're right, 100%. There's a lot of engineering and a lot of work put into that, which is cool. Very cool. Very cool. All right, so what are we at here? We're coming up on 2:15. Almost time to call it quits, eh?
Yep.
I don't know how many of you guys. I got kids I got to send to school in the morning. 3 or 4 days to build it. Wow, what the? Did you sleep? You didn't sleep, did you? You didn't sleep that entire time. Are you telling me? It takes me 2 or 3 weeks just to get the idea figured out in my head usually. Yeah, I appreciate that truck though. That's cool. I have let me grab this one car. What school? Yeah. I'm going to show you this one thing first before I go. I have this car that I've saved, and it's a New Bright. And I found it at a garage sale, and it was still new in the box. And I thought that this would be a cool bottom. I think it might be too short. But I got to grab it so you can see it. I don't know what I'm going to put it on yet. But it is like this little dually Dodge pickup thing. It's pretty short, so I was thinking it might fit on like a mini chassis. This is back when I was still trying to, and I still have that chassis. But I think I'm going to do it on the MST one now instead. But when I was going to make like a short mini style drifter, and I thought that this would be a really cool body to try and throw on that, especially because it does this. It's got all the blinky lights and everything.
Michael.
Right? So I can't remember. We got this at a garage sale. It was like, I think like $2 or something. It was stupid.
Oh, Jesus.
So yeah, someday build a little drifter out of that. You still want to do that 124 scale 6x6. Do a 136 scale 6x6, and then I got parts at the store. Make a 6x6 out of the Orlando Hunter. I got the parts to make you do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no problem. You can share your builds anytime you guys want to send them. I will figure out an easier way for you guys to see what to do this stuff.
What?
Oh, I just read your message to me. That's all.
Ah.
The one where he said, "Shut up! It's been 2 hours. Stop talking. We got to call this." Yeah, that one.
They call it 2 hours. Stick to the plan, man. Stick to the plan.
Well, the plan is, but then people started talking. I got distracted. Squirrel. What my son Maddox, who was down here a little earlier, he's got ADHD. Somewhat. It's not super bad, but he found this TikTok video and he sends it to me, and it's kind of funny because it's like, this is what it's like to have ADHD. Oh, look, donuts. That's it. It's a funny video.
Lewis, you have to focus.
A Dodge would probably fit good on a low C 114 scale mini rally or a Traxxas mini slash.
Traxxas mini slash.
I got one of those here too. Where is it?
Just one?
I've actually got two of them, maybe three.
Exactly.
I'll find that car because I think you're right. It would probably fit that. There it is. There's that. Close. Not quite though. Oh, I know. The Ions.
Yeah.
Oh, Maverick Ion. Might fit one of those.
Increase the fun value.
Maybe this. But then I can't race it in rock bouncing.
Yeah.
Nope, this is longer.
I think you need the ion. Where's my ion? Yep.
Ryan's got an Ion at the store. Ryan's got an Ion kicking around at the store, so maybe I'll just go and try that one out. But yeah, anyways, so some of you guys got to go to bed. I got to go put kids to bed. You have ADHD. I know you do, Gord. I know. And it's good talking to everybody, and we will talk to you on... What was the vote? Was I building this one, or was I building this one?
I don't know.
Tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, Friday night.
You should build a little guy.
Build a little guy?
Yeah, because I got mine built. We got to run them still.
Okay, I'm going to build this one on Friday night then.
Because you can do that in one night.
Yeah, exactly. So Friday night's live stream, we're going to build this. Tune in. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody, from east to west, wherever you're tuning in from. Have a good sleep. And we will see you in a few days. Oh, I got some cool videos that I'm editing too, so check that stuff out later. Bye.
See you guys.